Hi friends, good evening, good afternoon, good morning also. So it's a good day for all of us. This is Engineer Sushanto Biswas. I am your friend. Today we are so excited and inspired that we got an excellent updates last night, and today we have very good and renowned speakers to speak on a special topic. Actually, the topic we are eagerly waiting for that. So definitely we'll learn so many things on the topic. Also, we'll discuss the summary of yesterday's update. More of our founders will be joined with us. By this time, I like to welcome all of our guests and founders with a patriotic song of Bangladesh. This is Engineer Sushanto. I have joined ONPASSIVE in January 2020. Since my joining, actually I am enjoying the different processes of ONPASSIVE, of course, launching process, technologies, products, and different kinds of surprises given by our honorable CEO Ash Mufade. So I am thinking that rest of our life is full of surprises, and today we know the term DD. So we'll have a disruptive discussion on the topic. Before that, going to the topic, to make us warm up, I am just going to play a patriotic song of Bangladesh. It is in our own language. All speakers, all external guests may not understand the words of that song, but they will understand the body language, and they will enjoy the lyrics of that song. So let's play that song first.
নতুন করে স্বপ্ন দেখার দিন বেতালি বাঙালি আজ মুছে গেছে মর্ম ব্যথার ঋণ বেতালি বাঙালি আজ নতুন করে স্বপ্ন দেখার দিন বেতালি বাঙালি আজ মুছে গেছে মর্ম ব্যথার ঋণ আরে বাজারে ঢোল বাজার বিজয় মিছিল সাজা বাজারে ঢোল বাজা বিজয় মিছিল সাজা খুশিতে নাচে হৃদয় হেই জয় বাংলা বাংলার জয় জয় বাঙালির জয় জয় বাংলা বাংলা জয়। মানুষকে মুক্ত করে ছাড়বো ইনশাআল্লাহ। এবারে সংগ্রাম আমাদের মুক্তির সংগ্রাম, এবারে সংগ্রাম স্বাধীনতার সংগ্রাম। জয়ের তালে নাচে জল, প্রাণ খুলে নির্ভয়ে বল। জয়ের তালে নাচে জল, প্রাণ খুলে নির্ভয়ে বল। বাংলা আমার মায়ের আঁচল, আমরা যে বীর বাঙালি। তালি বাঙালি, আজ নতুন করে স্বপ্ন দেখার দিন। বেতালি বাঙালি, আজ মুছে গেছে মর্ম ব্যথার ঋণ। আরে বাজারে ঢোল বাজা, বিজয় মিছিল সাজা, খুশিতে নাচে হৃদয়। হেই জয় বাংলা, বাংলার জয়, জয় বাঙালির জয়। জয় বাংলা, বাংলার জয়, জয় বাঙালির জয়। জয় বাংলা, বাংলার জয়, জয় বাঙালির জয়। আমরা করব জয়, আমরা করব জয়, আমরা করব জয় একদিন। এই বুকের গভীরে আছে প্রত্যয়, আমরা করব জয়।
Wow, wow. I hope all of you enjoyed the song. Actually, this song is about our independence, our culture, and our country, and the beauties all about. Now, I would request Rupa, just you will translate the main theme of the song so that our foreign guests understand the main words. Over to Rupa Roy.
Hello. Hello,
Yes,
sir.
yes, you are all right. Please carry on.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. This is Rupa Roy from Bangladesh, and one of the proud ONPASSIVian. And I would like to thank our honorable CEO, Mr. Ash Mukherjee, for creating this kind of fabulous platform for us. And now I'm going to translate the English version of this patriotic song. Nowhere can sing such a country like us, and where the cuckoo sing melodic, and the wind waves on the green fields. And we feel the sweet sound of the river when the southern wind blows on its heart. The murmuring sound leaves create fantasies into our eyes, and when we see or observe the fields of grains, which is mixed with the smell of wildflowers, and that creates an intoxication into us. And last of all, we have heard the very, very fantastic song, "We Shall Overcome." That must be all of our motto, "We shall overcome." Thank you, host. Over to
Thank you, Rupa. Thank you so much. I also like to add something with Rupa. The background we saw, that is the symbol of, and there is a monument is made in respect to the freedom fighters, and also shows the symbols of our culture and beauties of our country. We also saw a picture that is actually he is the father of nation. His name is Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and we got the independence in 1971. But we were inspired and excited on two sentences of father of nation, and that was, "We have given blood, we'll give more blood until we get independent. He also said, this fighting is for our independence. All peoples, please come out, whatever you have with that. That was the two sentences that made our blood hot, and everyone were inspired and excited and fought against our enemies and got independence in 1971. Similarly, we are now fighting, we are now working in ONPASSIVE to enjoy, to have our victory, to win our success. Until we are having our success, we will do our work, we will be in our action, we will continue our efforts towards our success. Thank you so much. Now, I would request Nozrul Haq. He is a retired government officer, very dedicated ONPASSIVian. He did his research on ONPASSIVE, and he always suggests us what to do for our betterment. Now I request for welcome address by Nozrul Haq. Over to Nozrul Haq.
Thank you, Engineer Shashanto, for giving me chance. Actually, you have done a lot of job for our Bangladesh community. We are grateful to you. Assalamu alaikum and good evening, all of our dedicated ONPASSIVians. Our special guest, Honorable LC member, Dr. Bill Williams sir and Jeffrey Morlock sir. We are very much delighted for your kind presence in our webinar. We are very much glad to be see here our dedicated sister, Dr. Benny, Jean Aliba, and Dr. Derek. Especially, I thanks to my Bangladeshi friends, Mr. Akram, Mr. Rakib, Biba, all of you, and especially Rupa, who is our translator. I think today is our great day because last night we have here our beloved CEO S and nice update. I think all of our founders are crazy now. Thanks, Mr. S, for give us such type of blessing opportunity through our divine platform. Today, our topics is very much relevant for us because we will learn a lot from our honorable LC Dr. Bill Williams, various type of income from ONPASSIVE. This will be more helpful for us. You know, Bangladesh has largest sea beach in Coxbazar among the world and largest mangrove forest Sundarban near in Khulna district. You are cordially invited, all of our foreign guests and founders, when our ONPASSIVE will be operate in Bangladesh and officially launch, you will be visit our beloved country. Today, we are very much happy for being with us. All of our founders, please listen our honorable guest when they speak. We are very much happy for with you. We are so in it, doing it. Thank you. Thank you, Engineer Shuranto. Please carry on.
Thank you, Nozrul Haq. Thank you so much for your warm greetings to our guests, dear participants. We have with us Dr. Bill Williams. All we know him. We have our honorable friends, Jeffrey Morlock. We have with us Dr. Derek, Dr. Benny, Jean Aliva. We are really thankful and grateful to all of you. We express our gratitude from core of our heart for being with us. Now, I would introduce someone. Actually, he doesn't need any introduction. He's now, I am looking him, he was young since yesterday. Last night when I saw him in the corporate webinar, he was looking so young. Really, it was impressive. He is none but our great leader, Dr. Bill Williams. I like to give a small introduction. You know that Dr. Bill Williams is a founder and member of the Leadership Council of co-founders, and ONPASSIVE. He has been a practicing dentist in Atlanta, Georgia for 46 years. Having received membership in the Academy of General Dentistry, Dr. Williams has led mission teams to the Kenya, Tanzania, Honduras, and Vietnam for the past 20 years. His deserving Diva Foundation has given free dental care to local Georgia residents for the past dozen of years. He is a sought after international speaker on practice growth, leadership, communication, dental implants, plus cellular health and wellness. He is the author of two #1 selling books. The name of those books are very interesting. Marketing the $1 Million Practice. Just carefully listen. Marketing the $1 Million Practice and the $10,000 a day dentist. How important the books are. Coaching dentist to finish well is his passion. He led the 5 million mastermind for dentists to help them develop their practices to their highest level of excellence for the past 10 years. He is a member of the top. He is the member of the top 100 doctors in the world. I repeat, he is the member of top 100 doctors in the globe. 100 doctors in the world with Global Summits Institute and one of its dream team original members. So with these few words, I like to present our beloved elder brother, ONPASSIVE friends, our great leader. Always we see him, you are young. Even as I said that since yesterday, I was looking him more younger. So we wish him a great success and a very beautiful, colorful life. Now I request Dr. Bill Williams, please come on the screen and present your presentation on the topic. Over to Dr. Bill Williams.
Thank you, Sushanta. Thank you, global dedicated ONPASSIVE for all over the world. It's an honor to be here with you. Whenever you travel, whether it's virtually or in real life, you have to have wingmen. So I'm pleased to see my wingman here, Jeffrey Morlock. I'm pleased to see Jeannie Aliva, my other wingman lady, Benny, Dr. Benny. We travel all around the world and we see each other commonly. You know, when you travel, you need somebody to back you up. And so it's always good to have a team. And we've developed a huge team around the world. ONPASSIVE has so many people in every country, 212 countries and territories, and 1.4 million of us are basically wingmen for each other. Wherever we go, we have somebody taking care of our back. And so I am real pleased that when I go to Bangladesh, Sushanta, you're gonna be my wingman. Akram, you'll be my wingman. And I look forward to having more interaction with each of you as we go forward. Rupert Roy, thank you so much for explaining that song. I enjoyed knowing that there are wildflowers celebrated and that we shall overcome was an important part of the message. You know, Martin Luther King came from this area, and there's a memorial here in Atlanta, Georgia, to Martin Luther King. We know his words, we know his work, and we know that we shall overcome has so many meanings. And your fight for independence is recognized. It's relatively a new country compared to the United States. We got our independence in 1776. And so we're 250 or more years. And you've only got, you know, a couple of hundred years to go before you reach that level. So there's great things in store for Bangladesh. I know that you're proud of your country, and I know that you are putting yourselves on the world map as an important piece of the ONPASSIVE puzzle. So I think it's good if you want to discuss some income center topics today. Would you like to do that? Anybody have that interest?
We are really excited to learn about that. You are muted. Mute yourself.
We'll go through a slide presentation if that's good. So do let me know if there's any problem that shows up, and I'll be aware. But right now, I think we're set with the slideshow, and it's a pleasure to be part of this Bangladesh weekly celebration of ONPASSIVE. What questions are there? You know, people ask. I've kind of become known as a numbers guy. There's several people in ONPASSIVE that have focused on understanding the numbers, understanding team building. I always got people's attention. I wanted to give you a disclaimer. I put titles on my books and on my presentations to draw people's attention, you know, and it typically is a shock value. But I found out I couldn't put the real numbers on my book cover because they were too large and nobody would believe it. And so the marketing the $1 million practice really was about marketing the $5 million practice. And when I wrote that book, I didn't think anybody would believe we had built our business that big. And so I wanted to kind of start slow and build up. And that's kind of like Ash wants to do. He wants to start slow and build up because nobody would believe how big ONPASSIVE is going to be if they were able to hear the total truth from the very beginning. And so I understand his modus operandi of how he's going to do this marketing plan. So a question people have about marketing and multiple sources of income and how all this kind of comes together is going to be filled in today. Some of maybe your blank spaces in your puzzle about what is ONPASSIVE and how do I fit in it. Maybe we'll fill in some of those missing pieces today with answering these questions. You're probably going to get the answer as you go through the presentation of how ONPASSIVE is uniquely qualified to be a multiple source of income opportunity for you and for people you know. What is the biggest concern people have about creating a multiple source of income? You know, there are people that are concerned about what that means. Is it good or bad? Why should you have multiple sources of incomes? And does ONPASSIVE have an active or a passive income source? So if we can have that group of questions answered as we go through our presentation about income centers within ONPASSIVE, then I think you'll see that this is the perfect MSI for you. As you look at your life and you look at how you structure your financial life, you know your primary source of income is always going to be your job, what you're trained for in your career. What you have done all your life is typically where your primary source of income comes in. And most people don't even think about a secondary source, much less a tertiary, quaternary source of income. But what if you could replace your earned income, whatever it is, 10,000 a year, 25, 50, 100, whatever you're making, and it varies around the world, of course, depending on the economy of the country. But what if you could replace it with passive income equal to your commonly earned normal income from a job? So what would that mean? Well, it would mean that you would double your income if you replaced it, if you didn't quit your job. Or if you wanted to, you could just keep the same level of lifestyle, quit your job, and just live off of the passive income. I tended to not want to quit working. And so I want to do both. That was kind of my thinking. For the last 30 years, I've had multiple sources of income coming in to my family. And when I joined ONPASSIVE 2.5 years ago, I had about 6 income sources. My books were selling well. My income from my mastermind was doing well. My dental practice was doing well. My investments were doing well. My teaching of the dentist was doing well. I was a consultant to Wall Street, to companies that want to know about dentistry and certain implant products and Invisalign and orthodontic products. So they wanted to know things that I felt were important. So I would get paid a consulting fee. So I had all these things going on, a lot of opportunities, but the truth is most of them made small money. Most of them didn't make big money. The dental practice was always the big winner because that was my main focus. And all the ones along outside were small, but they still added up. And you know, you could say it was worth doing. Now, as the ONPASSIVE journey has continued, you see where we've grown, and we've added in the last year over 500,000 people. We've had a 64% increase in 1 year from last year, this time to now. So we're moving forward, and we've reached the point where we're not taking any more founders in as far as registrations, but we are taking more pending founders in, as you'll find out if you don't already know. Ash is the person who has put people above profits. As we look at what ONPASSIVE stands for, he's really focused on not being a money-focused business company or CEO. And so that's kind of the point that I brought up about my book titles. I put some interesting numbers on the front of my books, but when you get inside, I'm talking about being a people person, interacting with my patients, interacting with my staff so that we're successful. And so people above profits always is the way to go. But profits happen. My wife always said, if you take care of people, the money will come. And that's important to repeat. If you take care of people, the money will come. And that mirrors what Ash says, people above profits. Talking about the different positions now, the founder position, which is what we all are, those who have joined and paid $97 we call founders. It's someone who is in before the global launch and they pay that small fee. Upon launch, they will automatically become a customer and a reseller, but they're going to never be required to sell anything. I have to state that because new people come in and think that all this discussion we have about how to build a team or how to increase your business means you have to do that. But let me be clear, you don't have to do anything. It'll build up by itself automatically. But we're talking to the people right now who want to build, who want to have more income faster and get to the point where money's taken care of for their family quicker rather than later. So as a founder, you have the ability to pre-build a customer base. And that means that it's equal to starting with multiple sources of income. I'm going to show you some graphics in a little while that will flesh this out. Starting with MSI is much better than starting with a single position. You get a full compensation plan for building wealth and cash flow, including overrides from people that are in your group. When they buy products, then you're going to be able to do everything you want to do in the financial arena. Overrides are going to add to your team bonus. And so we're paid commissions on products sold. The more people who are in your team, the more products they'll buy. There are many, many perks to being a founder. And so that's the thing about the difference between founders and resellers and customers, more perks. Now, a customer by choice is an easy thing to get into. Ash made it a whole lot easier. The general public buys one or more products, but not the full suite, typically. They could buy the full suite. ONPASSIVE is very generous to set up options. And Ash came to this point of view where he said, we don't want anybody in any country to feel like they can't afford to become a customer. So this opens the door to half the world's population that might have avoided becoming a member using a product if they had to buy the whole suite to get started. A very ingenious concept of having many free products and many low entry costs. So he's going to define that, he said, in the last half of September. What is the entry cost? They'll be sharing that with us within 2 or 3 weeks. He says, I'm Ash Mafarth and I'm your friend. And that translates into making it easy for you to succeed. It's not a high barrier to get in. It's not a high barrier to succeed. You don't have to do any work. You don't have to pay a lot of money. All you have to do is be in. Now, reseller is the best choice after the founder because that means you start getting residual income from your work. Now, residual income is essential for any passive income to work efficiently. A customer who buys a full suite of products and services and who gets targeted traffic, they're paying for the full shebang. Everything that you want is included for a reseller. They have everything that we have as founders, except they don't get the perks. A reseller's license has the ability to receive the overrides. The overrides from customers and other resellers that come in under them are very critical to the long-term growth of the income. The residual model that we will have will attract many people to be resellers. Resellers can achieve the lifestyle of the rich and famous. And I'm always impressed when I hear Red Redford talk because he reminds me of Robin Leach. And I watched that TV show, The Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, for the last 20 years while I was growing up. And I always wanted to live the lifestyle, but I didn't want to have to put in as much work as required to get to that point. And so I always got halfway there, and I never got all the way there. And so the typical story of retirement is you work hard all your life, you build up, and then when you retire, you cut your income in half from your retirement typically, and you live on half of what you used to live on. So your lifestyle has to go down by 50%. That's the common retirement story, at least around here. Well, with ONPASSIVE, it's just the opposite. When you're in ONPASSIVE, your lifestyle will double or better. Because when you go to retirement and you're not working the job, you're actually going to get probably a lot more in earned income from ONPASSIVE sales than you did in your job. So that's a thing to look forward to. Your multiple sources of income really do make a difference when you have a massive number of them. So let's cover some of those things. The founder position ended the registrations on June 22, 2022. ONPASSIVE may place customers in your group during the marketing campaigns. And I have a belief, and I don't know if it's totally accurate, but I believe everybody who's an active ONPASSIVian who tunes in and comments and plays with the O network, and if you go to work daily doing one good thing, ONPASSIVE is tracking those things and putting us on a list. You remember about Santa Claus, he's making a list, checking it twice, going to find out who's naughty and nice. Well, I think Ash is like Santa Claus, and he wants to give something to those who are nice. And that means those who are active and ready to help expand the knowledge about who and what ONPASSIVE is. And so Ash has the list. And if your name gets on the list, I believe you're going to get some marketing campaign showers of apples towards you in the early part of the marketing campaigns, maybe before launch. That's just my thought. It probably will happen, but there's no guarantee because Ash didn't ask me about it. But if he does, I'll ask him to do that for y'all. So ONPASSIVE will regularly add customers and resellers to your team once we launch. Now you can, as a founder, add customers and resellers to your team after launch yourself. So those are two major points that I need to bring up. If you're not familiar with our game plan, ONPASSIVE is going to take care of everything for you, automatically automated systems to close sales to the website they bill for. So you don't have to do anything. You just have to show up and sign up and then follow the rules of be nice to people. Then it'll grow slowly over the years. Don't know if it'll take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years to reach financial independence, but it's going to grow. But if you want it to grow faster, then we always talk about adding customers and resellers to your team before and after launch, as soon as you can. What'll happen if you do that? It will triple your income minimally. And I think it'll probably make it 10 times bigger or 10 times faster, as we'll see. Each customer will place in your base as an income center forever. When you get a customer, they're locked in. There could be multiples of these new customers brought in by ONPASSIVE. Ash talks about, maybe 2 per 2-month cycle, 3, 2, 4 in 60 days. And if you look at that over a year, that starts to add up pretty good, because each time you add, it's another iteration. And you've got, at the end of a year, 729 customers with just 3 per 2 months. The company-wide goal is to get over 100 million customers in for the entire group of us. And I think it's going to go far beyond that the first year, but that was the early goal that was set. The global market of over 4.8 billion is our total group that can come in. You think that's all? No, there's going to be multiple positions in ONPASSIVE among resellers. I think there's going to be an explosion beyond the 5 billion, if you ask me. So let's talk about multiple sources of income in more depth now. What are they? Where do they come from? The 50 products we've always heard about, the services that we've heard about, the digital things, they are done. And we have a certain number of them that'll be brought out before the middle of next year. We've been told as of yesterday that they'll be rolled out consistently all the way into the middle of next year. So for the next 6 months, we're going to see quite a few rolled out, not all at one time. But we also heard about this summer starting about the physical products that are coming, hundreds of physical products. It was 2 or 3, then it was 20 or 30, then it was 100. Now it's hundreds. So there's an unlimited number of things coming out. That's what we see. And ONPASSIVE will never stop building. Yeah, when I was a kid, I used to look through the Sears and Roebuck catalog, and I would circle the things that I wanted when I was a kid. And I always went to the toy section as a little kid. I went to the camping section when I was a little older as a Boy Scout. And so when we see the products available, we'll choose the ones we want from the catalog, our own catalog. There are multiple ways that we're going to be making income. There's a monthly subscription fee that people will pay for the services. And as we heard yesterday, there's going to be some free. There are going to be some that are trial use, some that are paid by the month, paid by the year, one-time fee. So there's going to be these fees per product, different ones, different fees, different products. It's not going to be the same percentage for every product. It's not going to be the same cost for every product. It'll vary. It'll be different in that you'll have customers who want one product. There'll be some customers who want 10 products. You may have a customer that wants 15 products. And so you'll get paid by products, not by customers. The resellers will be working for us, and they will be a multiple source of income, because not only are they going to be users of the products and pay their fee, because all resellers pay a customer fee just like we do, but they're going to be actually recruiting others to come in as customers. And hopefully they'll get resellers under them, which means that they'll have people trying to grow their business. And so you have a network of people growing the business and spreading the word. Resellers are worth 10 times more than customers. And so whenever you're working and spending an effort to talk to somebody, if you recognize that they're potentially interested as being a reseller, that's extremely valuable. Now, we talked about having ad sales. There's an income center for ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE will make money off of advertising on our websites in different places that ads show up. Google and Facebook, they make money on ads. People pay to be put in front of other sets of eyeballs. And so we're going to be one of the number one places people want to be seen as we grow. So ad sales is going to be huge. The The data center we know is a huge income center, and we may get to share in the revenue. We may certainly get to save in the revenue we spend as an outgo. We may get some of the input too, as Ash decides where the profits go. I think we've all heard that there may be some other physical products that are related to energy, some crypto, some things that are in the future, potential income centers, and we'll wait and see. But when those come, very exciting, and we can't wait to hear the details be announced. Now, let's go through a scenario situation so you can kind of see some numbers. The founder position, if you had one and you got one customer, that customer would have a chance to buy 50 products. If all the products are available, they can say, okay, each one product is a fee. And then if you get all the products, it's a one total fee, right? And that means you have a total income center potential of 50. So it's not just one income center with one customer. No, the more products we have to sell, the more chances they could buy. What if we had that same scenario in a picture form? Well, you got one store on the corner, the umbrella shop, and you walk down there and you're one customer, you pick out one product because every product they've got is the same. I mean, they might have different colors, but they're all the same. And you wouldn't buy an umbrella to match your clothes every day, right? You would buy one umbrella to take care of all your needs. So one store, one customer, one product. That's the simple way people think sometimes. Well, let's move on to more thinking. What if you had that store, one founder position, one store? What if you had 9 customers come by that store, not just one customer, and they had a chance to buy those same 50 products? Well, in 4 months, that would be a total of 450 income centers, because as you get more people coming in, ONPASSIVE adds more people to your team. As you add more people to your team, more customers, there's 450 chances to buy something they want. More eyes on products, more sales happen. And in the end of a year, we talked about 729 being the number of customers that are going to be put in by ONPASSIVE. Now, if they can do that, that targeted traffic can do that, and the conversions go as we plan, we're talking about huge numbers of income centers to those 729 people. That's 36,000 income centers in 1 year that people could actually have a choice to buy something. And a lot of this is residual income that comes in on a monthly subscription basis, not a one-time purchase. This starts to show you the value of having more customers, more products. Think about it like a store. The big store, many customers, many products. They do a lot more volume than that umbrella shop, don't they? The big store has a host of things you can buy, and they have room for people to come in and just shop like crazy with carts they can fill, and the shelves are loaded with products that they want. And they just keep buying and they keep buying. And because they're residual, they come back every month and get them again and get them again and get them again. That's why we set up a residual income stream. Now let's take it another level forward. What if you moved into having 3 founder positions? And what's the same as 3 founder positions? 2 resellers. If you had your founder position and 2 resellers, be the same as 3 founders as far as growing and building, right? So if each one of your founder positions got fully maxed out in a year with ONPASSIVE's automated system, this is not counting your system, then you've got 109,000 plus income centers in a year for people to choose to buy. And you make income every time something gets sold. And so it makes sense to have multiple income centers, multiple stores, millions of customers, and hundreds of products. This is where we're going. We're going to have all of these things available to us. When you have a whole team of resellers, you have multiple stores all across the country or all across the world. And you have the opportunity to meet with millions of customers online, and you have hundreds of products, as Ash is going to develop them all. Not only do we have a better situation than multiple stores all across the country, we have stores that are online so that there's no physical barrier to where you can't get to a store. You just go online to our store and you have millions of eyes that can see them 24/7, 365. So, and what about the products? Ash said there's no limit to the number of products we can have, because if we need it, we can build it. And so there's always going to be a need, and people are going to always give suggestions. And so we'll always be growing and adding more to the whole multiple sources of income totals. So how long will it take to double your income? If you start looking at where you can make a difference and how to grow your business, this was one of the things I always taught my dentist, was there's 5 places you can grow your business. You know, you can increase the size of your funnel and have more people come in the front door. You can increase the number of conversions. You can increase the amounts of sales per customer. You can increase the profitability by having a higher price. And you can lower the cost of production by cutting expenses. So you can do any of those. Ash has chosen not to have the high price. He's chosen to have more customers. And so he wants a lot of customers as opposed to just a few with a high price. So that's smart marketing these days. So if you had founder positions, one of them, you could probably do more than you are doing now in your regular job. You could probably double your income in 20 months, perhaps. But if you had 3 founder positions, you could approximately go faster. Maybe take only 18 months to double your income. And if you had 10 founder positions, it might be 15 months. These are all just arbitrary numbers. They don't mean anything. 50 positions, hardly anybody has 50 positions, but I know some people that do. And they could maybe double their income in 6 months because they've got more work being done by the automated system. So just as a disclaimer, these are not actual figures or components of the ONPASSIVE pay plan or funding structure. They're just designed to give you an idea of what's possible. Earnings will vary greatly depending on the individual effort, and income amounts in no way do they serve to guarantee any income. This entire exercise is meant to spur your imagination and inspire bigger dreams. Now, take it to another level. I said that a founder position is worth a lot, right? If you get resellers in your team and then they start working, then you'll find that you'll get a residual, an override from resellers. And so you can count on approximately, maybe 20 months if you had 10 resellers to double your income from just their effort, not from your own effort. If you had 30 resellers, it might take shorter time. If you had 100, it'd take definitely shorter time. If you had 500 resellers, you could do it in less than 6 months, probably. So these ideas are based on the fact that other people working with you are going to get you there faster than if you do it yourself. Now, if you had customers only, you're still going to make it there. And so look at the value of customers versus resellers. And that's the point here. It takes more customers and you're getting them in yourself versus retailers. Resellers are getting customers in along with you. And that's important. So how long will it take to get to that mythical number? I wrote the book, $10,000 a day dentist, because I had average production in my office as a dentist, producing 10,000 a day for 15 years every day I worked. And I got to take home, unfortunately, I only got to take home about 20% of that, 25% of that. I wish I could take it all home. That wasn't the case. But in ONPASSIVE, let's talk about taking it all home. If we can look at setting up a plan, the compensation will grow every month. And over time, I believe it's going to be possible that we can have a $10,000 a day month, or even a $10,000 a day as an income goal. So how likely is that? That's the question. How long will it take? How much work will it take? And there's not going to be a limit or a cap on our income potential. So it is very possible that $10,000 a month happens for most of the people in ONPASSIVE. That's a prediction I would make, is that most of the people who join ONPASSIVE as founders will be at least in that $10,000 a month category. I think even many will be in the $10,000 a week category, and some in a short time, they'll be in the $10,000 a day category. It all depends on how many items are sold, how many products are sold by your own efforts and the combined efforts of what ONPASSIVE is doing for you and all the resellers that come in. So we are a unicorn company. When we launch, we're going to be debt-free. We're going to be privately owned forever, and we're going to have a valuation. I've heard numbers from $5 billion to $10 billion valuation when we launch. That may be small. That may not be big enough because of the things that we've heard. We don't know, but that's going to be a fast-growing number that's going to increase at a pace that will be impressive, and we'll make some news around the world as we grow, I'm sure. The timeline of where we are right now is the founder position has closed. Yeah, no more registrations. There are a few pending founder positions available, but only for a short time. They're still $97. We're doing beta testing right now. We're going to get more heavily into it in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Founders may earn bonuses. That's what we know. As we start looking at marketing campaigns starting up, perhaps there'll be some bonuses. We're looking forward to doing that and hope it'll pay out to the people who worked hard. And the global launch, the time where we go public, is where we pay our initial activation fee. It's been said to be between $200 and $300, but we know also that people can get in for less, a smaller bundle, which is going to open the door for everyone to be in the income producing status from the get-go, from the beginning. That's when customer acquisition actually begins. Our founders are only paying once to join and once to have an activation fee. So anybody that's new coming in, if you tell them they're only going to pay once, be sure you explain once to join as a founder and once to activate your products. And that's one combined total. You can buy as many founder positions as you can find. There aren't any hardly left, but if you can find them, they're still available. And these are all the ultimate MSI options. Everybody gets a surprise. Ash is so good to people, and he gives the cars away to the managers, and he really is doing a lot. He gave the leadership council all computers or iPhones over a year ago, and he was rewarding good support, people who were on his team doing the things that he wanted them to do. So I'm really impressed with what Ash has done for us. And, you know, when you've got something that's on autopilot, doing all the advertising, the marketing, the leads, the signups, the recruiting, the team building, this is what you want. When it's an all done for you business in a box, it's perfect. And you can share this with people that they can have an income, an automatic income, a residual guaranteed income, guaranteed success. You can share this with people. And once you show them your income that you're getting, that's one of the things that's going to kick this into overdrive. When you share about the position you have creating all of this income. So I think it's going to get a lot easier in the next couple of weeks, months, when money starts to flow. Other people will say, yes, it's real. And they won't have the luxury of becoming a founder like you are, but they will be a reseller in a short time. I don't think they'll hesitate to be a reseller. So you'll have a large team in your family. So start your family legacy now. That means that you have enough to take care of your family and they don't have any needs. Let it be something that you're remembered down the line as a smart granddad because you provided. And if you do it right and you put a string of positions together, resellers, if you want to build this business, You can actually start a dynasty, which means that your family wealth and your family position in your area, your community, is strong for years and years, maybe generations. So that's a family dynasty you can begin today. So we're a movement towards a better world for everyone. We're not about just growing our bucket of money, our basket of apples. We're about taking what we need out of it, supporting ourselves, and then looking around and seeing what can we do over here to help people. No one gets left behind. Every founder will be successful. And this is a perfect wealth creation and cash flow vehicle for you. So you do want to enroll your family and friends today. If you could get a pending account and get those other people in your family in, it's a good idea. I've run out of all my pending accounts. I don't have any more, but I know a lot of people do. And if you know somebody, what I'm doing is I'm taking requests that people have for pending founders, and I'm just sharing them with the people who still have them. And so anytime you want a pending account, you just ask somebody who's kind of being a collector of knowledge about where you can get one. And just, there's enough people that still have one that you can still have more. So grab the last few before things run out. I want to finish up by talking about the cornerstone of ONPASSIVE is really sharing about what we're about and what we have available. We need to share our vision with our community of people and who we are. What is our community and what kind of people are in ONPASSIVE? We need to share that we have solutions for problems that people have, and we need to talk to people that we can solve their cash flow problems. That's the bottom line. People want bottom lines taken care of. And Ash has always said, it's people above profits, but I say you can't give from empty pockets. And so take care of your family, get out of debt, do the right things for yourself, start looking around for what you can do to help other people. If you're talking about solutions, you know, there's an angle to reach everybody on the planet. Ash has always talked about there's something for everybody here in ONPASSIVE. Well, you can start talking about features and benefits. What's the most popular? A lot of people want to be in the in crowd and want to do what everybody else is doing. They're led by being topical. And so you can talk about what's the most popular. Maybe you can talk about what's most viral. You know, the most viral thing is the thing that people follow and share. If you can find something that's viral, this is going to make you a ton of money, get you a lot of customers. What's the most useful tool? What's the most needed tool? Don't forget, selling the most profitable tool may be a good move. I liked what Ash said the other day. He said there's some products that will cost millions, more than a little bit. What if you could sell a few of those? And if you could get a commission off of that, that's not a bad thing. So look around and see what's available, right, in that umbrella. What about the types of business and viral and communication and social media and education and blessing products? What are the 6 platforms that kind of fall into those categories that we can come in front of people and say, hey, try this. Show me, let me share this with you. So the idea is you need to get a spiel, a talk, an elevator speech, something that's going to make you the expert in an area, a small area where you can get people's attention. And so it might be that you're an expert with staffing and HR, human resources. If you are, you might lead with those staff about its many flexible and all-inclusive features. And so you become an expert in a software and know about it, and you can say, try this out. Now that's complex and it's difficult to just try something out like those staff. But if you're talking to an HR person, you may have a big thing on your hands. But let's look at the easiest of all, email. A lot of people like their email, don't want to change. But when you start to compare apples and oranges, the apples in O'Mail might be so superior that they will change. And so we can give this one away. We can offer this for free. This is one of the ones Ash talks about is going to be free. And because it's free, there's no risk. When there's no risk, people will often check it out. And so you can share about O'Mail and you can tell them what it will do that's unique. And when it's unique, they may want it over Hotmail, Outlook, Yahoo Mail, even Gmail, which is pretty much the best one out there. And so I think we got a winner in the communication line that's probably going to be hands down the most valuable thing we have to start with anyway, OConnect. And when we share with people what OConnect can do, that's going to change everything. That's going to make us grow faster. When we want to get into the complexity of teaching others and doing things, I think teachers and instructors, people that do online postgraduate education like Dr. Shaw and I, we've done that for 20, 30, 40 years. We've taught other dentists how to be successful. And so we met with Ash in Orlando in 2021 in the spring, and we sat down and looked at what Dr. Shaw is trying to do. He's trying to be the Ash Mafarth of medicine, if you might say. He's trying to eliminate the middleman. He's trying to bring it all under one umbrella. He's trying to take control back from the government, from the insurance companies, to give people better health care. And so one of the things that I enjoy doing is putting two people together who are pretty smart. And when you look to connect the medicine with IT, you've got very disruptive technology. So that's kind of what Academy can do, is bring people to a level of training capability that's unheard of, unparalleled. The other free product that's going to be released this coming few weeks will be ONET, and that's going to be the social media marketing and networking and communication platform. When we start using ONET, I'm looking forward to all the nuances, because it'll be free. It'll be something that once we share it and they put their name on the link that we provide them, they become our customer for life. Same with any product in ONPASSIVE. They become our customer for life if they check out the free version. That's called viral marketing. That's going to be shared all around the world. And when we get down to the bottom line, the heart of ONPASSIVE is in Bless. We want to sow seeds on fertile ground and let the seeds grow. We want to be like Johnny Appleseed, who went around the Washington area in America when apple orchards were not common in Washington. He dropped seeds all over the northwestern United States. And so the story of Johnny Appleseed is that he went out and started orchards all over the state. And since then, the state of Washington has become famous for apples, Washington State apples. And we have our own apples that we're dropping seeds all around the world that we will grow, and we will see the fruit fall. And I think it's harvest season right now. There's a particular apple called the Golden Delicious that is harvested around September and October. And I think that I heard yesterday that November will be a golden time for ONPASSIVE. So the Golden Delicious apples will be ripe and ready. You pick them on the tree, they'll be in your basket, and you can make all kinds of goodies from those apples. And with that, I want to turn it back over to Susanna and come back and enjoy seeing your faces again instead of looking at my slideshow.
Wow, thank you, Dr. Bill Williams. Thank you. It's an amazing presentation. Dear participants, founders, brothers and sisters, definitely almost the whole presentations is not possible to translate in Bengali. We'll translate the summary of this presentation in Bengali. Before that, I beg my apology that our capacity is 500. That has been exceeded, but our YouTube channel is live. So please share the YouTube channel anyone interested, they can join with our YouTube live streaming. Dear founders and participants, one thing is very clear that if you have only one founder position, you are having at least 729 traffic or customers in your website per year, but 729 traffic in your customers per year, but we don't know how much traffic will be converted to the customers. As many traffic is converted to the customers, that much money will be earned by that website, that is you. And as Dr. Bill Williams said, some of us will earn $10,000 a day, $10,000 a week, some of them many more. So I would request Rupa, please, I know it's a very tough job to summarize the whole thing, but you just summarize the basic thing regarding the traffic and the income centers. Over to Rupa. Dr. Williams will go for some questions, so please live with us, and definitely we will translate for our founders in Bengali. Over to Rupa.
Thank you, sir. And great thanks to Dr. Bill Williams for his valuable presentation. ডক্টর বিল উইলিয়ামস স্যার আমাদেরকে যেটা জানালেন যে আমাদের কিভাবে মার্কেটিং প্ল্যান করা হয়েছে অনপ্যাসিভের, এন্ড দ্য ভ্যালুয়েবল থিং আমরা কিভাবে কাস্টমার জেনারেট করতে পারবো হোল ইয়ারে সেটাও বলা হয়েছে, এবং আমরা রিসেলার হিসেবে কতটা ইনকাম করতে পারবো। তো এখানে আমরা সবচেয়ে বেশি ভালো জানতে পারি যে আমরা 10 গুণ ইনকামের সুযোগ করা হয়েছে, 10 গুণ ইনকামের সুযোগ রয়েছে আমাদের এই অনপ্যাসিভ থেকে। এবং আমাদের অ্যাশ স্যারকে একটি সুন্দর একটি উদাহরণের সাথে তুলনা করা হয়েছে, দ্যাট ইজ সান্টা ক্লজ, যেটা আমরা দেখে থাকি যে ক্রিসমাসে সান্টা ক্লজ আমাদের জন্য উপহার নিয়ে আসেন। আমাদের অ্যাশ স্যার আমাদের জন্য এরকম উপহারের সমতুল্য একজন মানুষ। তো কাস্টমাররা কিভাবে আমরা গ্রুপে মার্কেটিং এ ক্যাম্পেইনের পরে আমরা কিভাবে সুযোগ করতে পারি সেটাও স্যার বলে দিয়েছেন, এবং আমাদের ইনকামটা ইজিলি ট্রিপল ইনকাম কিভাবে হতে পারে সেটা সম্পর্কে আইডিয়া আমরা পেয়েছি। আমরা আমাদের অলরেডি আমরা জানি যে আমাদের 50+ প্রোডাক্ট রয়েছে, এবং নেক্সট মাঝামাঝি সময় মানে আগামী বছরের মাঝামাঝি সময় থেকে আমাদের প্রোডাক্ট সার্ভিস গুলো হয়তো আমাদের কাছে চলে আসবে, এবং নেক্সট 6 মান্থসে আগামী 6 মাসে আমাদের একটা বিশাল পরিবর্তন আসতে যাচ্ছে, এবং আমরা জানি যে আমাদের ফিজিক্যাল প্রোডাক্টও কিছু আসতে যাচ্ছে। তো আমরা পরবর্তীতে দেখতে পাচ্ছি যে আমাদের প্রোডাক্ট গুলো খুব মিনিমাম কস্টের মধ্যে হবে, যেটা আমরা ইজিলি অ্যাচিভ করতে পারবো। এবং আমরা অ্যাশ স্যারের কথা বলতে চাচ্ছি যে অ্যাশ স্যার তার রেভিনিউ যতটা আমাদের মানে জেনারেট হবে সবটাই আমাদের মাধ্যমে আমাদের কাছে সেটা ছড়িয়ে দেবেন বা আমাদেরকে দিয়ে দেবেন। তো এখানে একটা মাল্টিপল ইনকামে স্যার এক্সাম্পল দিয়েছেন যে ইয়ারলি যেটা 1,99,350 অলমোস্ট এরকম একটা নাম্বার উনি দিয়েছেন, যেটা আমাদের ইয়ারলি ইনকামের কথা বলা হয়েছে। এবং আমরা সবচেয়ে বেশি দেখতে পাচ্ছি যে অনলাইনে অন্যান্য স্টোর গুলা বা অনলাইনের আদার্স অ্যাপ গুলো বা আদার কোম্পানি গুলো যেটা বলা হয়েছে যে একটি শপ একটি কাস্টমার একটি প্রোডাক্ট, কিন্তু উই আর মাল্টিপল প্রোডাক্ট। দেন আমরা আরেকটা জিনিস দেখতে পাচ্ছি যে অ্যাপ্রক্সিমেটলি স্যার যেটা বললেন একটু আগে, হোস্ট স্যার যেটা বললেন যে একজন ফাউন্ডার পজিশন অ্যাপ্রক্সিমেটলি কতদিনে 20 মান্থসে তার ইনকাম ডাবল হবে, যার 50 ফাউন্ডার্স পজিশন আছে উইদিন 2 মান্থস তার ইনকাম ডাবল হয়ে যাবে। স্যার আরো কিছু ভিআইপি লঞ্চ এবং গ্লোবাল লঞ্চ সম্পর্কে আইডিয়া দিলেন, এবং আমাদের মার্কেটিং ক্যাম্পেইন স্টার্ট হবে কিভাবে সেটাও স্যার বললেন, এবং তারপরে আমাদের বোনাস জেনারেট হতে পারে। এবং আমাদের উইদিন ফিউ মান্থস এর মধ্যে আমাদেরকে স্যার জানালেন যে আমাদের সাবস্ক্রিপশন ফি এর ব্যাপারে বলেছেন, দ্যাট ইজ অলমোস্ট $200 থেকে $300 এরকম একটা ডেটা বলেছেন স্যার। এবং আমাদের ও মেইল, ও কানেক্ট, ও একাডেমি এন্ড ওনেট প্রোডাক্ট সম্পর্কে স্যার আইডিয়া দিয়েছেন, দ্যাট ইজ ভেরি মাচ রেলিভেন্ট ফর আস, এবং খুবই জরুরি, খুবই ইম্পর্টেন্ট এবং খুবই ইনোভেটিভ প্রোডাক্ট, খুবই সুন্দর প্রোডাক্ট। আর অনপ্যাসিভ থেকে আমরা লাইফ টাইম সুযোগ বা অ্যাচিভমেন্ট পেতে থাকবো, যেটা হয়তো আমাদের দেখা যাবে যে অন্যান্য আমাদের জব যারা করি তারা হয়তো একটা নির্দিষ্ট সময়ের পরে আমাদেরকে রিটায়ারমেন্টে যেতে হবে, কিন্তু অনপ্যাসিভ আমাদের রিটায়ারমেন্ট দেবে না। আমরা ননস্টপলি আমরা এখান থেকে ইনকাম করতে পারবো। এন্ড লাস্টলি আমরা একটা এক্সাম্পল দেখতে পাচ্ছি, দ্যাট ইজ দ্য অ্যাপেল অর্চার্ডের সাথে কম্পেয়ার করা হয়েছে। তো আমেরিকাতে যেটা অ্যাপেল বাগান অ্যাভেলেবেল আছে, দ্যাট ইজ আমরা জানি যে অ্যাপেল একটি সুস্বাদু ফল এবং খুবই টেস্টি। এটার কারণে আমাদের অনপ্যাসিভকেও এই অ্যাপেলের সাথে কিন্তু স্যার কম্পেয়ার করা হয়েছে, যে অনপ্যাসিভ কতটা টেস্টি, কতটা ডিলাইটফুল আমরা যা মানে ভবিষ্যতে দেখতে যাচ্ছি উইদিন 6 to 1 year। তো এই হচ্ছে আমার আপডেট স্যার। থ্যাংক ইউ, ওভার টু হোস্ট।
Thank you, Rupa. Thank you. I know it's a very critical job, very tough job. It's quite difficult to translate the whole thing in a short period. Dear participants, we have the recording. We can will upload to the YouTube, and also we have the webinar in Sunday and Wednesday. We'll discuss more on that webinar so that everyone can understand that what ONPASSIVE is gonna offer to the founders. As said, that we are gonna make the revolutionary products, finest product, best products. So I am sure if our products are based, updated, user-friendly, and high-tech based, automatically the customers or traffic will come to us. We'll never be hunted, we'll be hunted by the customers. So it's a great platform, and also our Dr. Bill Williams hints us that in the next November or end of the November, we may have some good information, good news, what we are waiting for. So definitely we'll put our best effort to move forward to make success our journey. Now we have with us Zin Aliba, also Dr. Derek. So before Zin Aliba, I would request Dr. Derek, please add on this topic. Over to Dr. Derek, please.
Peace, blessings, and enough, holy, plenty, enough love to everyone. Thank you very much, Engineer Susanta. Really appreciate it. And again, oh my goodness, Rupa, I don't know how you do it. You have to have AI working with you around here, because that's the only way you can put all that Dr. Bill Williams said and put it in your language so that the rest of persons can understand. Really appreciate you, Rupa. That was awesome. And I see my lovely queen, Dr. Benny. Oh my goodness. Hi, Dr. Bill Williams. That was awesome, awesome, awesome. Some figures and some numbers there that is still jumping up in my cranium. Lovely, wonderful. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. However, definitely we're just going to add a little bit, and maybe from a little different perspective as to where Dr. Bill Williams spoke on the topic. And of course, we are looking most definitely at the whole aspect of income centers in ONPASSIVE. That's income centers in ONPASSIVE, or we can look at it as income streams in ONPASSIVE. Millionaires, and that is why the mindset is so important. The mindset is very important because it is a different mindset to be wealthy as opposed to even to be rich. When you are rich, it's different from being wealthy. It's two different things, because a lot of people get rich. Some people get rich during lotto, and within a few years, boom, 9% of people that win lotto have something to show. So 91%, nothing to show. Some of them even end up in prison, some commit suicide, and all of those things. And so millionaires understand how important it is to diversify the source of their earned money by building multiple streams of income. You see, we have been tricked, most of us, 95% of people living on the planet have been tricked to just go to school, get a job. But that's not the way to go. That's not the way to go. Unfortunately for me, I learned that back in the 90s. And so that was when I transitioned from the job into business. Multiple income stream can not only help you build wealth, but they can help you, one, retire early, like Bill Gates retired at 58 and not depending on a little food stamp or government handout. No, he retired at age 58 some years ago, before COVID. Pay off your debt. You know, people have school loan. Oh, mercy. Sorry about that, Dr. Benny, you know, still paying off school loans and all of that. Paying off mortgage, paying for college tuition, paying for health costs, increase your credit score, and so much more. Building multiple stream of income is the key to achieving long-term wealth. And that's what we need. Long-term wealth. Not just, yes, you might win $1 million in lotto, but if you don't turn that $1 million into multiple streams of income and just living off that $1 million, then soon and very soon, that $1 million is going to be depleted. In fact, the average millionaire has more than one of these 7 income streams. Before you devote money, energy, and time to build your new income stream, it's important that you consider these factors first. Here are a list of 7 multiple income streams. And these 7 multiple income stream is 1, dividend income. And dividend income is, of course, income from stocks. So if you think you can, you know, get into that, fine. Rental income, getting a lot of property, because a house is not necessarily good unless you're going to use it as an income stream, especially if you have a second house or a third house, because you have to pay insurance and all of those things on it. So for it to be an income stream, you need to be renting out that property. Earned income, and most of us have the job or the side hustle and those kind of lovely things. And that is mostly and widely used by the majority of people on the planet. Royalties. Royalties from books, inventions, you know, Dr. Bill has books and so on. So those are what we call royalties. Music, songs, Michael Jackson, you know, those are royalties. Business income, income from business profit. And that is where most of us are now, right now, in ONPASSIVE, business income. Inserts income, interest income, income from savings account, which not much money there, bonds, CDs, etc. Capital gain income from selling highly appreciated asset. And so when I read this book back in the 90s, and this is one of the books that kind of changed my whole thinking, my whole mindset, is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, where the rich dad was his friend's dad. This little boy had 2 dads. One was a rich dad, one was a poor dad. The rich dad was his friend's dad, and his poor dad was, of course, his dad. And then another book, which is Cash Flow Quadrant. That is another lovely book. Please read these 2 books along with some of Dr. Bill's books, because one of the things about wealth is that you have to change the mindset. If you don't change the mindset, then listen, you're still going to think like a job person, which is just over broke. And so with Cash Flow Quadrant, it let us know that you have 4 ways, only 4 ways to produce an income. On the left-hand side is linear, and on the right-hand side, it's leveraged. Most persons are on the left-hand side, which is employee, which is just over broke. You have a little job. And so all you're doing is leveraging time for money. And it's 24 hours make a day. So listen, all when you have 3 or 4 jobs, it's only 24 hours that you have to work on making that income. Only 5% of people in the world get wealthy with a job. Then you have self-employed. It doesn't mean that you own your job. That's all. That's all. So there's no leverage there because you still have 24 hours in a day. So if you don't push up that shutter, if you don't mow the lawn, if you don't drive out that food truck, then unfortunately, bam, you're not going to earn any money that day. But when you go on the right-hand side, as Robert Kiyosaki is saying, is where the leverage starts. Business owner. And fortunately, all founders are now business owner, where you are leveraging 95% of wealth. Because what we are doing now is people working for you. And in this case, ONPASSIVE is going to be working for us to build us that money. And of course, we have investors, our founders. And fortunately, again, we are founders. And this is where most of the magic actually happens, being a founder of a company. And that is why, if you notice, all the business that we know about right now, well, me, all the business I know about, less than 5 persons. Less than 5 persons are actually founders. If you look at Microsoft, 2 founder. Apple, 2 founder. Amazon, 1 founder. Facebook, 3 founders. So it's not more than 5 persons that are founders when it comes on to being a founder. Dr. Bill talked about a model which I would kind of match that model up to McDonald's, where you're kind of franchising out yourself. Your reseller position is like a franchise in McDonald's. So therefore, they're not working for you in this case. They are working for themselves. They are doing the thing and money is going to them, but also you make a little piece. So that's a stream of income that you are being generated, not a stream of income. And so when we look at the products now, this is where the crux of the matter is. A lot of these products is an individual stream of income. Let us look at OConnect. OConnect is a webinar platform by itself. So just like Zoom is one business. Webinar platform is one business, one stream of income. If you look at Academy e-learning platform, that is one stream of income. So that's 2 streams of income. When you look at Staff, that's a HMRS, human resource management system. That's another stream of income. When you look at Create, which is a website builder, so you can actually build website for people. That is another stream of income, separate stream of income, so to speak. Domain, that's another stream of income, building domain names, because without a domain name, you cannot have a presence online. Desk, which is lead generation, and that of course is another stream of income. And this is how important what Ash says some time ago, when he says we have endless subdomains. Why? Because this is how it's going to look. If my domain name, so for argument's sake, my domain name with ONPASSIVE is dmctech.ai, then one business model for me, one business, which is a stream of income, is oconnect.dmctech.ai. And so that is a business entirely by itself. I can go out and promote that business alone so that I don't confuse myself. If you're gang-ho on academy.dmctech.ai, that's a different business, a different stream of income. And so this is where the subdomains will come in. All of these subdomains that you can have with ONPASSIVE, it's multiple stream of income. And so this is how huge, humongous, massive ONPASSIVE is in respective to where multiple stream of income coming into you from different product, which is a business by itself with ONPASSIVE. And so income centers, multiple stream of income is definitely in ONPASSIVE. I thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Dr. Derek. Thank you so much. Adding more features, more income centers, more streams of income. Thank you, Dr. Derek. But fortunately, I had the chance to read Rich Dad and Poor Dad and also Cash Flow of Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki said, always he is fighting for that. We must need the business education in parallel of general education. We actually go for the general education, but we also need the business education. And ONPASSIVE, Mr. Ash Mufara is exactly doing that. He is giving us the business education. Most of the jobs, we just sell our time to earn, but ONPASSIVE and Ash Mufare making us business owner as well as investor. So how proud of ONPASSIVE. Thank you, Dr. Derek. Thank you so much. We have also very learned speakers. Before that, I will request Rupa, please translate the summary of Dr. Derek.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Derek. Thank you very much.
Guys, can you raise your voice a little more?
Hello, sir.
Yes, it's okay. Go ahead.
ডক্টর ডেরিক স্যার আমাদেরকে মানে 7 ধরনের মাল্টিপল ইনকাম সোর্সের কথা বলেছেন। তো আমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছি যে কি কি ধরনের ইনকাম আমরা ইজিলি আর্ন করে থাকি। তো আমি স্যার অতটা ডিটেলসে যাচ্ছি না, আমি খুব শর্টকাটে বলছি যে আমাদের উনি স্যার এই যে ডক্টর ডেরিক এক্সাম্পল দিয়েছেন, অল ওভার দ্য ওয়ার্ল্ড 5% মানুষ যেখানে শুধুমাত্র জব করে উন্নতি করতে পেরেছে বা রিচ হতে পেরেছে, বাকি শুধুমাত্র 5% মানুষ কিন্তু মানে যারা জব করে উন্নতি করতে পেরেছে, আর বাকি সবাই কিন্তু ডেভেলপ করেছে শুধুমাত্র বিজনেস দিয়ে। আমাদেরকে স্যার উদাহরণ হিসেবে যেটা বললেন যে গুগল, ফেসবুক এন্ড অ্যাপল কোম্পানির ফাউন্ডার হচ্ছেন কোনো কোম্পানির 1 জন 2 জন বা 3 জন, কিন্তু আমাদের ONPASSIVE আমরা মানে মোর দেন কি বলবো যে 14,50,000 অলমোস্ট আমরা ফাউন্ডার আছি এখানে। এবং আমাদের প্রোডাক্ট গুলো সম্পর্কে স্যার বলেছেন যেটা যে ও কানেক্ট, ও একাডেমি এন্ড ও ডোমেইন, ওডেস্ক। ও ডোমেইনটা আমরা সবাই জানি যে আমাদের এটা আমাদের ওয়েবসাইট বিল্ডিং প্রসেস, আর ওডেস্ক এর কথাও বলেছেন। এবং আমাদের ও একাডেমি যেটা ই প্ল্যাটফর্ম লার্নিং, এটা থেকে আমরা অনেক বেশি উপকৃত হতে পারি। এবং সবচেয়ে বেশি উপকৃত যেটা বলেছেন স্যার আমরা ও কানেক্ট, যেটা আমাদের জুমের রিপ্লেসমেন্ট হতে যাচ্ছে। তো স্যার এই হচ্ছে আমার কথা। এবং স্যার লাস্টলি আমাদের একটাই বলেছেন যে ONPASSIVE আমাদের মাল্টিপল সোর্স অফ ইনকাম বা লাইফ টাইম আমরা এটা ইনকামের সুযোগ পাচ্ছি। থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার, থ্যাংক ইউ, ওভার টু হোস্ট।
Thank you, Rupa. As Derek said, that 95% of total population live in left side, that is employee or the self-employed, but only the 5% live in the right quadrant, that is right side, that is the business owner and the investor. But the important thing is that only the 5% business owner and the investor holds the 95% wealth of the world, and the 95% of the people who are in job, they hold only 5% wealth of the world. So what Ash Mufare is doing for us, that is incredible. We are really proud of Ash. Now we have with us Jean Aliva. She was the panelist last night. I request Jean to add on if you have anything else. Plus, you will just mention some key points, some key points, key updates of last night. Because it was our night, though it was your day, so that's why I'm telling night. So some key updates, and if you like to add anything with Dr. Bill and Dr. Derek.
Well, thank you so much, Engineer Sushanta. And Rupa, your translation is phenomenal. Thank you all. Dr. Bill, Dr. Derek, incredible. My brain is literally melted. But I'm going to take a little different tack, and I'll start off, and I know time is short. I just want to say I'm so glad Dr. Bill brought up Johnny Appleseed. It hadn't occurred to me to mention it, but it's perfect for the little bit that I want to say, which is that imagine ONPASSIVE is rich soil, and our founder position is like planting a little tree seedling in that soil. It's going to grow into a strong tree. Each product is a branch on that tree. Some branches will be thinner than others, some thicker and more robust, but eventually they're all going to bear fruit. So each founder position is like a tree in that rich soil of ONPASSIVE. Each person we invited is another tree in our orchard. Each person that person invites is another. So on and on and on. Every reseller or customer that joins after commercial launch, our orchard just grows and grows and grows. And each one will have a different variety of branches, depending on what each customer buys, and how successful each product is, right? So that is just a visual for me, how I perceive the foundership and then ongoing. It's just a building of this vast orchard, bringing just untold apples, different times for different reasons, different products and services. And it just, for me, creates a beautiful image of the multiple streams of income. And that's not even counting our own personal business. Like if, say, I have a jewelry business, or I don't, but just say I do, and I'm selling my jewelry using OCreate and the website, that's a whole other income stream. The using Ocademy, perhaps I'm a teacher and I do training videos, and then I have a little bit of monetization there. That's another stream. And just the possibilities are endless using the tools of ONPASSIVE. So that's above and beyond just the simple foundership, which is going to be vast. So just imagine our orchard just growing over hill and dale, and just and mixing with the rest of the founders' orchards. It's just going to be absolutely beautiful. So that's all I want to say about income streams, because we've gotten an amazing amount of information from the other speakers. As for last night, being called to be a panelist by Ash and the team is just such an honor, and just to be there and be a part of it. So that's number one. It's just, I don't know what I did, but it was an honor to be there. Everything that he said, it's just,